are having some excessive celebration, but other than that, it's been nice, and they said if what's happened here this morning, this one incident, is the worst thing that happens all day, they're perfectly happy with it.
All right, Leslie, thanks very much. Leslie from the local area, so I'm sure it's a thrill for Leslie Goodell to be back home and covering this time-honored tradition on New Year's Day. But they have doubled, as she said, the security, and we've seen some K-9 units out, and they did take some extra precautions. They wouldn't be specific, but of course with a worldwide audience like this, you have to expect the unexpected, and they've done the best that they could.
They said that anyone who is arrested will be processed immediately and sent to the LA County Jail, so
they're not going to fool around.
Seriously. This is the Busy Bee Band and Honeybees from East Fairmont High School. It was one of the smallest areas that the President Ken Burrows told me he traveled to, East Fairmont, West Virginia.
Speaking of flying into Fairmont, West Virginia, these Busy Bees have been creating quite a buzz all over the country. Led by their queen bee, they performed during halftime shows for the Pittsburgh Steelers for the past 22 years.
I'm Blair Newsom of the Busy Bee Band and Honeybees. Everybody knows bees love flowers, so we're especially happy to be here today. Happy New Year, everybody.
And back to you. The precision at which these bands make that turn is always fascinating to watch.
Not a one out of line, are they?
There they are, and the crowd responding to pageantry here in Pasadena. More than 85,000 volunteers in this parade throughout the year. And when this parade ends in a little bit, they start working on next year's parade.
They do, actually. I was told they start designing the floats in 30 days after the parade. So only a 1 month break from parade to parade. I wonder how soon the bands start practicing.
And what a great time, a great holiday time for these high school youngsters to come out here to Southern California and to be able to participate in a parade that's got so much history and heritage. Look at that.
Down on the street now. He is the star of NBC's upcoming series, The Others. And John, I think the only question that I could ask you about right now, because your show deals with the supernatural, have you seen anything out of this world here today?
Nancy, the whole parade is out of this world. The floats, the horses, the crowds, I've never seen anything like it. It's a great way to start the new millennium. Stay with us for more live coverage of the Rose Parade on NBC.
Setup. It is simply fragrant here and colorful.
All right, I gotta take a deep breath for this one. Here is a musical group whose title takes a bit of telling. These are the Busy Bee Band and Honeybees of East Fairmont High School from Fairmont, West Virginia. And I'm gonna rest for a minute while Victoria tells you more.
All right, Doug. There are 257 of them, 234 musicians, 1 Rose Flag carrier, 2 banner girls, and 19 honeybees. 1 queen bee, also known as the drum majorette.
Now, they never marched in the Rose Parade before, but like all the bands marching today, they have traveled. They have won multiple prizes.
Among the places they played, the presidential inauguration in Washington in 1989, at Washington Redskins, Cincinnati Bengals, and Pittsburgh Steelers games, at the Opryland Band Festival in Nashville, and at Rockefeller Center in the Big Apple. They sound good.
Yeah, they sound great. Busy Bees.
Very busy bees.
I'm glad they're not spraying for malathion. You know, they could be dropping like flies.
They look absolutely beautiful.
Powder blue. And the Tournament of Roses, 2 tuba cover. I always think that is a nice touch.
This is the Busy Bee Band and Honeybees
They're playing
from
Strike
East
the Band.
Fairmont High School, Fairmont, West Virginia.
The song seems apropos. They are a band. They are striking it up.
They sure are. And so are those girls.
It's hard to believe they're a high school student.
Made up a lot of what you see here. It was brilliantly done. Okay, excuse me. You go
Well, I
right
was going to
ahead.
say, once again, we have about 4 units going by at 30 miles an hour, and then we have a big space of no units going
That's
by
right.
at 0
They need to
miles.
consult you on this pacing of the parade.
I'm going to go
business.
down there and say next. We have not been attacked, by the way, by a swarm of killer bees. This is the Busy Bee Band and Honeybees of East Fairmont High School from Fairmont, West Virginia. With drum majorette and Queen Bee Blair Newsom. This is another big band with some 250 marchers, and they're all under the watchful eye of their director, Earl W. McConnell. They come to us from Fairmont, West Virginia. There's a great shot. You know, KTLA, our technology is so much superior to any other channel. It's just amazing. Look at that.
They did that corner very wonderfully, and they practiced carefully for that corner. It's not a right angle turn. They've played at the Pittsburgh Steelers football game halftime shows every year since '78. You can tell why.
Come to us from West Virginia, Fairmont, West Virginia. That's the Busy Bee Band and the Honeybees of East Fairmont High School.
Yeah, this couple was married just today, folks. They agreed to be married, and
part of the deal, they got a little package for
yeah,
this.
they did. They got a wonderful package. They flew in all the wedding party, and they had a grand old time. The parade's probably anticlimactic after the whole ceremony.
This is the ceremony and the party.
Yeah. And the Busy Bee Band and Honeybees of East Fairmont High School. They've come all the way from West Virginia. There, look at that Busy Bee Band and Honeybees in their blue, marching down. It's about 55 degrees. It's actually pretty good weather for the kids. They've got about a 5.5-mile journey today. You're seeing the very beginning. This is the starting line here at Green Street and Orange Grove Boulevard. And they'll be marching all day long and playing all day long. Let's listen to the 257 total members. Oh, very nice. How'd you like to play a tuba for a 5.5-mile walk? Imagine what that's going to do to your embouchure. I guess you don't worry about that too much at their age. They're immortal, and they're having a great time here in California. Despite a little rain yesterday, once again we have a dry parade. Only 9 times in the parade's history has there been rain, and it's never rained out. 1889 was the first parade.
Los niños con frío y todo, yo creo que va a ser maravilloso. Ahora vamos a ver la siguiente banda.
la banda marcial Abeja Obrera y Abejitas de Miel.
Ay, qué dulce.
Un honor muy alto ha recibido esta banda y es el de haber sido seleccionada para participar en el desfile inaugural del presidente George Bush en 1989, Ana María.
Sus 257 integrantes han logrado obtener el patrocinio de la compañía Sunkist de California, la cual los ha apoyado en diferentes eventos para lograr su participación el día de hoy. Vamos a escucharla como si usted estuviera aquí en sonido digital.
And here we come. The Busy Bee Band and Honeybees from East Fairmont High, Fairmont, West Virginia.
Right. This is a long way, and they're really high-stepping it for being out here when sunny Southern California. Copen blue pants with navy blue piping and white vertical stripes. White naval officer coat with shoulder nest and navy Copeland blue and metallic blue and gray Shako hats. Wow.
Yeah, I have been using it. It must not be working.
Musicians, they make a lot of good music.
They strike up the band, of course.
Those are good-looking uniforms.
Did somebody say there are 257 total members in that band?
Yes.
That is correct. My.
And I noticed the drum majorette, she is called the Queen Bee, so I guess that all fits in with the Busy Bee Band and the Honeybee.
But naturally.
You know, you'd think their uniforms would be yellow and black.
Yeah, you would. You would.
Busy Bees, yeah. Well, you never know. Colors are in the eye of the beholder.